Good evening, ladies and gents. How are you doing? It's Middle-Aged Gamer Guy here, also known as Mag, your host for Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews for the last 7 days or so. How is everyone? How was your week? How was your weekend? Hope you're doing good. Let's see who's in chat. Danka was the first one here over on YouTube. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Arkham, our guest from last week. How you doing? Good to see you. Rival Sork over on YouTube. Hello. Good to see you as well. Flame over on Twitch. How you doing? Because we are now broadcasting on Twitch and YouTube because we started doing that as of this month. So welcome to all of you that are watching. And if you're watching this on catch up, thank you as well. Dead Stereo Gaming. Hello. Welcome on in. Thank you for the follow that you did about an hour ago. Greatly appreciate. First time here. Good to see you. A couple of things. I'm going to get the obligatory sponsored shit out of the way. I am sponsored for the last time tonight by AMD Ryzen. Exclamation AMD in chat on Twitch. Won't work on YouTube because I'm not that clever and I didn't work that out, but we'll drop a link in later. You can get some decent deals on gaming PCs and streaming PCs. They've had a big sale recently. Go check out the link if you're interested. But as of tomorrow, we will be doing stuff for Logitech for the next couple of days because Logitech launched their big event tomorrow, which you can watch live on their channel. So more details of that tomorrow. But big shout out to AMD for sponsoring a couple of the gaming streams and a few bits and pieces on the talk show. So thank you very much. Obviously, can't do this show by myself. I have to have the co-host that knows the most. It's the one. It's the only Mr. David Jones.
Good evening, mate. How you doing?
I'm all right. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Evening to everyone in chat. Hope you're all doing well.
There you go. Yeah, it seems to be doing all right. Got a fair few in already, which is always good to see. What have you been up to and what have you been playing?
Oh, I've been up to a few bits and pieces with the family. We had a quick emergency run to a Curry's on Sundays. We found out the fridge freezer decided to pack up at some point Saturday evening. So I sort of realised partway through Sunday that things aren't that cold in the fridge anymore. Checked an ice lolly from the freezer, and inside its packaging is completely liquid. So I pretty much gave it away that, the thing's fucked. Time to get a replacement. So practically run out and do that, which is fun. What can you do? So yeah, I had fun mattress shopping the other week and fridge freezer shopping this week.
Damn.
Wild times, I'd say.
I was going to say that you live a really exciting life, mate. Really exciting.
Yeah. This is why I escape into gaming, mate.
So what have you managed to escape on this week? What have you been playing?
I played and finished Mafia the Old Country. So I don't know if I'd actually started that when I spoke last week.
You hadn't.
I hadn't. No, well, I did start it. I did finish it because it isn't that long a game.
No, it's not.
I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at all its individual parts, it's all quite basic, really. There's nothing remarkable about any of them. But push them all together, it all just seems to work quite well. Pretty decent story, which again isn't nothing remarkable for a Mafia story. But yeah, the voice acting, everything's pretty good. It's all done really nicely. Cool location in like early 1900s Sicily. I liked it. It was good. Worth playing.
I did. I think it's one of those games that people will forget, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But I had fun with it. And that's pretty much it. It's not a bad entry in the Mafia series. It's just not as good as some of the others that we've had. But yeah, it's one of those games that got all right reviews and we probably won't hear about ever again, unfortunately.
No, we would have forgotten about it by next year easily.
Yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. It won't win any awards, but it's good. What I said to everyone is, if you can get it in a sale and you wanted to get it, it. It's not worth paying the full amount. And even though it's not that expensive, which was £25 now anyway. So
it's dropped quite a bit.
So it's not that bad anyway, but you can get it cheaper. iQuail, good evening. How are you doing? Phantom, good evening. Good to see you all. Welcome to everyone who's here. What else you been playing? Or was that your main bulk? Was that what you?
Well, that was the main bulk. But since I finished that, because I did enjoy playing the Metal Gear Solid Delta.
Yes.
Remake. I started playing Metal Gear Solid 5 again, so I started playing the Ground Zeroes prologue chapter for that.
Yeah.
I've just been having a bit of a play with that the last couple of days. That's quite good, actually. I mean, it's about 10 years old now, but I think it still holds up pretty well graphically. It was a good engine that they used for that. The Fox engine. Still looks very, very good. Still plays well. So
it's
worth a look. I'm enjoying going back to it because like Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater back on like the PS2 era, I never got very far into it. Same with Metal Gear Solid 5, I never got that far into it. Can't recall why. Must have just got distracted by something else.
yeah.
But I think I've enjoying playing the prologue bit again, so I'll get back into the main game shortly and see if I can get a bit further in it.
Yeah, I've nearly finished Metal Gear Solid. You're ahead of me, because I said I wasn't sure because I never played the original.
Oh yeah.
And I went back to the start because when we did the stream, I really wasn't paying attention to any of that story, as I said last week. So actually paid attention to it. I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm right quite near the end. I got past all the spoilers, torture stuff, and that secret hidden bit in the game as well.
Oh yeah,
which I won't spoil. Played that, so I'm quite near. But yeah, I've actually really enjoyed it because I was going to kind of like play it and then flog my copy on, and I probably won't now. Phyllis has made me feel old then, years old. Sorry. But no, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And then I started playing last night the Kirby and the Forgotten Lands and the Star-Crossed Worlds stuff last night. And I'm enjoying that. And we got to play some of the new levels, which was cool. I was thoroughly enjoying it. So I'll probably hammer through that at some point. I still haven't finished Donkey Kong Bonanza, and then what we're going to talk about later, they've dropped that bloody DLC, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, I haven't finished the main game yet. But I've been still hammering through the Shinobi game, and it's interesting. I think I've got 5 levels left to do, but it's one of those games where I'm enjoying going back to the earlier levels because I'm unlocking the other skills. So I'm like, but before I start a new level, I want to go back there and see how much. There's some levels that I had at like 30%, which are now at like 90%. So I was like,
nice.
I quite like this. But I've sunk over 10 hours into Shinobi alone, and I'm really enjoying that. So anyone who wants to try the new Shinobi, definitely, if you like Metroidvanias, and it's not what I would call a hardcore Metroidvania. And it's funny because I'm preferring that to Silk Song.
I haven't tried Silk Song. You played it last week?
I did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. But I prefer Shinobi. I'm not going to lie. And for everyone who wanted to know, because we said we would do this, I had a look at the average scores because a lot of reviews did drop a week after. And last week, Silk Song got a 10 out of 10 on this show. Yeah. And it's very rare we get 10s. But if you look at the average scores now, it's dropped down to a 9.
Okay.
So that's interesting. So it's still a good score.
Still good, but I'd say you'd expect it. There's always going to be some people who won't like it as much as others.
Yeah, people are still complaining it's too hard, apparently. But I didn't find it that difficult. I had a couple of bosses that were challenging, but we completed it. And we had a couple of people in stream that said, oh, you've got further than I have. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I'm doing all right on this one. So
you're better at games than you think you are.
I'm not. I'm shit at games. Everyone knows that. I'm shit at this stuff. But there you go. So that's what we've been playing. So I've got multiple things to play, and there's other stuff going on, and God knows what else we'll play, and we'll see. But there you go. But yeah, it's getting ever so closer to where we do our top 15 games of the year, and I think it's going to get really difficult to decide.
Oh no, it's soon coming round. I think I had an email earlier from, I think it was a Pizza Express saying 100 days until Christmas.
Oh fuck off!
Not far off. We haven't even hit Halloween yet.
We've got to do Halloween. Yeah, but there we go. Arkham says so much Borderlands. I know. Well, I'm a bit behind on that because obviously I'm behind with everything. I won't be playing Borderlands until a week tomorrow. I have my copy, but just because so many games out, we will be covering it. But we are talking about Borderlands tonight, so I can guarantee that. So I know a lot of you will be happy. Good evening, Gilfly says, evening all. Yes, Borderlands, yay! So we will be talking about that tonight. Shall we bring in our guest?
Oh, I think we should, mate. Bruce, keep him waiting.
Yeah, Danka says, no one mentions the C word round here. I nearly said another word then. I'm not going to do that. I was so tempted to drop that 4-letter word. That was just a joke waiting to happen, but no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Right, this gentleman, fantastic streamer, absolute gent. We've actually only really knew each other kind of on the internet, as you do when you're in this line of work, existing, until back in August when my silly ass got recommended for doing the wonderful Bloodstock festival. As some of you know, I was there for the 3 days emceeing and running competitions in the gaming area because they have a really cool gaming tent. And this gentleman was like, cool, you're going to be at Bloodstock, and he's in charge of many bars and facilities that are in the area. And he basically stopped me from, one, being dehydrated, and two, probably dying of heat exhaustion, because he's basically like, here, have a bottle of water, here, have a bottle of water, here, have a bottle of water. So he looks after me brilliantly, but he's an absolute gent. I've got to know him better over the course of the last couple of weeks. Please give it up for the one and only Mr. TSVilla. Hello.
Hello. Hi, guys.
Hi,
Great
mate.
to see
How you
you.
doing?
Great
Thanks for
to
the
have you here.
introduction, mate.
There you go. I always try and big up the thing, but yes, there you are. The link tree is right there. If you want to go follow, we're going to call you Tom, if that's all right. Because
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Known as TS Villa, based over Worcester Way. Big Villa fan, aren't you? Clearly.
Yes.
'Cause it's also in his branding and that. If there's anyone who's not, do not hold it against him because he's a top lad. But Villa is local.
I do know some Birmingham fans that are in our community, and they've gone,
That's all right.
considering you're a Villa fan, I'm still here. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. You're safe. You're safe. Don't worry. So it's all good. Link is there if you want to go follow Tom on everything. It's in the chat. He'll be popping into chat every so often. Gilfly saying hello to you. So there you go. And Dead Stereo Gaming has switched from Twitch over to YouTube and says the legend. So
there we go. Yeah, my longest running fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dad.
Phantom says, in Borderlands style, doing a Borderlands one shot in D&D for someone's birthday. We set a grenade off in a corridor, and now we have 2 pet skags. Okay. Hello, Blakey says, up the Cheltenham.
Yes,
How you doing, Blakey?
down the road. Yep.
Yeah. Danker says, no justice, but boo. Boo, no. Behave. But no football talk tonight. So for anyone who doesn't know who you are, tell us what sort of content you do and what we can expect on your channel, my friend.
Well, I am a variety gamer, so I don't just stick on YouTube, on Twitch. I'm also on YouTube as well. I try and do different games on different days because I didn't want to be kind of nailed down to just one game. You know, you have all these one game streamers and that, and I thought if I wanted to be in this for the long run, I think I'm going to have to switch up games. So I wanted to play as many games as possible. Games on different days. Like today, we actually played Street Fighter 6 on stream. Yesterday was Marvel Rivals. So we're trying to mix it up so we can grow the community. So we've got something there for everyone.
Nice. It's cool. Gilfly is now following you on everything.
Thank you so much.
I don't know whether that's a key new follower or class of stalking. We'll figure that out.
My phone has gone off. Yes.
Yeah.
I'll follow him back. Yeah.
It's all good. Kind of what obviously you've been playing a variety of stuff, but what's kind of some of your favorite genres of games to play?
Honestly, it's RPGs. I love turn-based games.
Yeah.
I have a little joke because obviously TS are my initials, but I always say the T in TS is for turn-based. It's a little joke I have, but yeah, turn-based games is what I absolutely love. But since becoming a streamer, I've fell into the Souls games. So Elden Ring, anything around Elden Ring, I just absolutely love. But I'd never played it before.
Yeah,
I started streaming, so that's been the biggest surprise for me.
So he's a big Elden Ring fan. I can't touch those games. I'm terrible at that stuff. So, but he's big on them. So
yeah.
No, so you're in good company here. Don't worry, Tom. You're good. There you go. Gilfly says turn-based games. Where have you been all my life? He's probably going to be watching you now. Yeah, definitely. I can vouch for him. Gil's a good guy. He won't stalk you too much. You'll be fine. You'll be absolutely fine. Sorry, Gil.
He's still got to put time in for stalking you. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You got to share it around, and he's got other communities he's got to be in. You know. So
exactly. Yeah.
Plus, he has got to do his own streaming as well when he gets a chance. So, that's him. Okay, folks. So, shall we crack on with the show?
Yeah, let's get to it. Nice.
Okay, so this is our 234th show. We've got 6 new games for you tonight, including Borderlands 4, as everyone's been talking about in chat, NHL 26, and a game that literally dropped yesterday, Lego Voyages. Also, if you want to go follow Tom, his links are pinned to the top of the Twitch chat right now, and we'll also get some links out in YouTube at some point, so don't worry about that if you're watching over on the YouTubes. So we've also got the latest gaming news from the last 7 days or so, and we'll be doing an 8-minute recap of everything that was announced in the Nintendo Direct. So if you haven't watched it yet, we're going to spoil it for you. Okay. In my own Discord, we gave you 48 hours after it went live. So there was no spoilers. And then we allowed spoilers after Sunday. So if you haven't seen it, you can get caught up in all of it there. So there you go. Linktree's also in the YouTube. Thank you, iQuell, for doing that. Also, I'm going to give iQuell a shout out anyway over on Twitch because he is our community member of the month. He won that, voted by the community here. So he gets a shout out. There's his link. You will find him at many events, including our very own Timeless, and no doubt winning most of the competitions that take place at that and Manchester meets, because he bloody wins everything on this thing. So, but that's because he's so good. So there you go. So we've got more things to announce. There you go. Also, I am going to quickly say, anyone who's waiting for the announcement for the Manchester Twitch meet tonight, it's going to be 7:00 tomorrow, just because we had to verify something with the venue. And we were like, oh, we don't want to jump the gun if something wasn't clear. So we will be announcing that, and details for the format after party that we are involved in is going to be on Thursday. So look out for that. So more events that we're involved in for my sins. So let's crack on with our first game tonight. Now, this, when it was first announced, was kind of like, right, it's an indie game kind of thing. You get the press releases and stuff from people and you go, blah, 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 blah. You know, would you like to cover it? Would you not? I have been sent a copy of this game. But what was interesting in the last 2 weeks, it turned out that this is one of the games that has been put under the new Acclaim banner. Now, if anyone remembers Acclaim, they used to do tons of games for the Mega Drive, the SNES, back in the days. Acclaim are back. Now, it's a bit different because they did a showcase. They are back in name. It's not the same team, but they are trying to push indie games forward. I'm guessing that eventually they will then head to do some bigger licenses. But this is one of their first releases because they literally did the stream last week and then went, and this is out today. So this came out last Wednesday on PC. They're saying that hopefully this will come to consoles at some point. But our first game tonight is Catanaut. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. I'm really looking forward to this. I can't fit this in this month, so I've already said to them when they sent me a copy, it's like, this ain't getting covered till October when I actually get to play it. But hopefully by the time I'll bloody finish Shinobi, because it's another sort of roguelike Metroidvania kind of thing, isn't it, Dave, with this one?
Oh yeah. This one's definitely it fits that bill. This one you're playing some sort of lone warrior. He's been said to answer a distress signal at a space station. Quite why you're a sort of Shinobi character in space. Not quite sure, but I don't know. Gives you an excuse to just go around a space station, killing all sorts of like cosmic horrors with your katana and various weapons you're going to collect along the way. But as this is a roguelike, it's a run-based game, so you're going to be starting off fairly weak, but then building yourself up with each run as you unlock new weapons, new skills, stuff like that. Looks interesting enough. I quite like the pixel art graphics. They look pretty cool. And, the combat looked pretty decent, looked pretty hectic, like Anka mentioned as well. A lot going on there to keep track of. So I think probably the longer you play, more skills you get, probably the more fun it might be then once you get used to all the combat in it. Yeah, looks like it should be a good time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I will hold back from playing it until we can, but we are going to try and schedule it in for October sometime. Cool. So we'll give it a go. So, Tom, you've quickly just said you like trying all different kinds of games. This is something that there's been a lot of these kind of style of games this year as well, especially.
Yeah.
But is this something that you would go, yeah, do you know what? I'd dip my toe into this, or is this not really your kind of bag?
It is actually. I mean, I'm playing a lot of these roguelike kind of games
Yeah.
because they come from a lot of indie companies. So I've been able to get them easily.
Yeah.
But I just love the aspect of, like you said, like, you start from nothing, go on a run, and then, and then you die, you come back and you're stronger. As I said earlier, I play a lot of Elden Ring, so
Yeah.
a lot of Night Rain, which is the same. You just with increased graphics levels. So yeah, this is the sort of game that I would play right now because 2025 has been the year of roguelikes for me.
Yeah, I think that's been a general consensus. We seem to have a theme every year of what game seems to be. I mean, we can never get away from the JRPGs, but that seems to be every year. But there seems to be certain things. We have had a lot of these, but I'd say more of them have been good quality rather than bad. Because sometimes we'll get a theme that year and we go, "Oh God, there's so much crap out there." But this there seems to have been a lot of decent ones, which is really, really good. So what, if you haven't seen the show before, is we technically don't review the games, but I scour the internet to find all the different review sources to collect all the different reviews. Now, it could be from IGN, GameSpot, Eurogamer, GamerRanks, Metacritic, you name it. And I get all those scores and squish them into an average score. Now, you may agree with it, you may not, but it's a bit of fun. So we're basically going to see what the average score of the critics are saying. So if you're wondering why scores are popping up in YouTube and Twitch, that is why. You can have halves and whole numbers. And the deal is, if you guess it right, we give you a shout out. So this is also going to apply for Dave and Tom. So the more Tom gets right, the more times we're going to plug all his channels. So there you go, right?
Okay,
So this is how it's working. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So we got a couple already in the chat. Danker over on YouTube saying a 7.5. iQual is saying a 7. Arkham 7.5. Flame saying 7.5. Guildfire saying 7. Dead Stereo saying 8.5, so it's gone a little bit higher there. But I'll start with Dave. What do you reckon this has got? Everyone's kind of close here.
I'm going to go for a 7.5.
7.5. Okay. Tom, what do you reckon?
Mine's going to be, it's on the 7. I think I'm going to go 7.
Going to go 7. Okay, so we got 7.5, 7. There you go. Folks, if you want to get a shout out in the chat, have a guess now. This is Catanaut, came out last Wednesday. It's on PC for now. They have stated it hopefully will come to consoles at some later period. But if there are no more guesses in the stream, I can tell you that this got... Oh, Ems just came in. Hello, Ems, by the way. Sorry, I forgot to say hello. That was that. God, flipping it. Ems, your timing on that, because I nearly hit the button, and you'll be glad that you did that, because it got a 7 out of 10 on average.
Nice.
So there you go. I think I got 7.5 on Metacritic, but it's 7, but it was just generally...
I almost gave it an extra 0.5 because of the cat.
I know. It's like that. So it's awesome. So, Ems, your timing is perfect. So, congratulations to Ems. Congratulations to Guild. iQual, I'll do a shout out for you in a minute, mate, once you've done the shout outs for everyone else. Who else we got? So that's everyone on that side of things. And then, obviously, we need to give our guest a shout out because he got the first one of the night right. So there you go. That's a good starting.
Thank you.
So, all those links are going out now. Ems has done an iQual shout out. There you go. Thank you very much. Saves me a job. But there you go. So that's our first game of the night. All done. Let's talk about some gaming news because we've got a couple of gaming news stories for you tonight. And you know, we're all patiently waiting for GTA 6 when it arrives in May the 26th, 2026. We hope. But here's the interesting thing. There's been more theories about what's going on in the game and blah, 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 because people are coming up with stuff like, oh, there was a thing on a number plate in a music video, and that must mean that this person's in the game. All this, but this one seems a bit more credible because a number of people have stumbled across some fake websites that have been registered by Take-Two. So if you're wondering what we mean by fake websites, they are fake websites for apps. And some of these are quite funny because there's one called What Up, which could be like if you know GTA 5, you have all these apps on your phone. So that could be the equivalent of WhatsApp, right? You got Ride Me. It's not what you think, people, right? Ride Me, which could be the equivalent of Uber, or there is another, I think over in America, there's an app called Ride, blah, 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 which is like Uber's competitor or whatever. So that could be a taxi app. This one is going to get me because everything just seems weird. One called Book Me. Yes, Book Me, right? To clarify, could be like Apple Pay, get that, give me money, book me, get it, right? See where we're going. Hellraiser, thank you for the follow. Welcome on in. Good to see you. But this one, there is no hidden meaning behind this. Hookers galore. That pretty much says what it does on the tin. Hookers galore, okay, was one of the things. Now, there are some more normal ones, like they've registered some apps and domains for websites for places that don't exist. So that could be like the town and the areas and the government that run in the GTA 6 map. So there's quite a few that have appeared, and Take-Two have taken the basically the registration for these, right? So it doesn't really give us an idea what we're going to get in the game. Well, we might with the hookers bit, but we'll see. But the GTA 6 bit, you're going to kind of get an idea what you might be able to do with the phone. So you might be able to get taxis. You obviously get cash. You can, call hookers, I guess. But then you can also find out about other information and stuff. So for once, it actually sounds like all the theorists might actually be closer to something than before. Do we think that's kind of the case, gents in chat? I'll start with you, Dave.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, we've seen, GTA do various parodies of like various real world stuff in like previous games. Like they had their parody of Facebook in GTA 5. I think he actually ended up blowing up the CEO by messing up his phone and blowing it up live on stage. So yeah, they have loads of like just silly things in the game, just taking the piss out of the real world stuff. So yeah, this stuff sounds like it is going to be more of that, which is definitely welcome. I look forward to seeing what it is. So I'll definitely fire up hookers galore on the phone in the game. See what it's all about.
Can you imagine if that's the one that isn't what everyone thinks it is, and that is the one that's like totally misleading? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
But then like what was that I said? What was the other ones? Ride Me and Book Me are the other ones. That'd be weird. There you go. Tom, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I mean, you've backed up all the theories there. So yeah, I think you're right. I think for them to do that, and like you do in GTA 5, where everything is kind of similar to the real world as well, it's just a slight change of name for what they do. I think it's definitely plausible that they've done that.
Yeah. Dead Stereo says it's a fishing app. Of course, hookers galore. Why didn't we think of that? The best spots to fish. There you go. In Vice City. Why didn't we think of that? All right, so what is the wanted level for GTA 6? Is it 5-star or 6-star? I don't know. That's a good question. Will they change that? Will it be different? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But obviously, as we get more GTA news, we will talk about that on this very show. So tune in every Tuesday to find out more, because that's all we ever seem to talk about is GTA 6. But there you go. There you go. Moving on to our next game. We got another PC game for you that also came out last Wednesday. This one we're going to play the trailer for is called Shape of Dreams. Let's have a look at this. There you go, folks. That is Shape of Dreams, which came out last Wednesday on PC. Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one, please.
Yes, this is another roguelike. This one's an action RPG compared to the Metroidvania of the last one. This one, as it said in the trailer, you can play it single player or co-op up to 3 other friends. But the sort of story just of this one is you're sort of one of a number of travellers who's been sort of pulled into this dreamlike world. And there's this sort of entity called the First Dreamer that's kind of controlling it. And it sounds like you're probably going to have to try and fight through and defeat this dreamer to get yourself back to reality. But similar to the last game, it's the same sort of deal. Multiple runs, build your character up. Looks like there's probably a lot of room for like build crafting with the different characters, and it's all going to have like different skills they can do to be able to build them up. Choose the one that's right for your play style. Probably going to be a good one if you got a group of friends to play with. But I think if I was going to pick between the last 2 games, I like the look of the first one. Just the samurai in space looked a bit more fun to me. But I'm sure this one's good if you're going to play co-op.
Yeah, I quite like the look. I'm not going to lie. I'm kind of with you on this one, Dave. I like the look of this one, but I am kind of teetering to the first one.
Launch the first one, yeah.
Danker said there is a demo on Steam for this, so if you want to go check it out.
Good.
Always good, always helps if you can't make up your mind up, or if the scores don't help you make your mind up. Tom, now again, I think this is right up your street, isn't it? This one,
yeah. These are the type of games that I've been playing, like Sworn. Toa is coming out this Friday, so it's a similar kind of style to that. So I'm all over this, and I will be picking that demo up. Yeah, I wasn't aware of this actually, so that's why it's kind of opened my eyes now. So
again, this was one that wasn't on my original list. I just to explain, I get sent lists of games that are coming out, and sometimes there's stuff that literally I only find out like the week before we do the next show. Yeah. So stuff gets moved around, and I didn't literally know about this until literally the day of release, which obviously was Wednesday. So it was like, right, well, let's include it on the show. So yeah, it's bizarre. It's one of those that just kind of popped up. So hopefully it does well, because it looks like it deserves to do well. Yeah, there you go. Gilfly says looks like a good one to play with friends. I've got a couple of scores. So chat, get your scores in now if you want to get a shout out. iQuail's going for a 7 on this one. Arkham's going 7.5. Is everyone going to do this whole 7.5 thing again? Arkham says 7.5. Ems is saying a 7.5. Danker's going higher. Danker's going 8.5. Because we had one person who did 8.5 last time. Gilfly says 7.5. Flame 7. Yeah, everyone's doing that again. It's really bizarre. But yeah, we'll start with you, Tom, this time. What do you reckon this got?
I want to be different. I want to say 7 again, but then also I kind of like the first one, so I'm going to go 6.5. I'm going to be something different. I'm going to go down rather than.
You're going to go down. Okay, yeah. 6.5 from Tom. Dead Stereo is saying 8. Dave, what say you on this one?
I think I might just try 7.5 again.
Okay, go for a good one.
Let's try it again.
Okay, all right, folks. Flame is Flame said 7. Dead Stereo said 8. Folks, last chance. Get your scores in. This is Shape of Dreams, which came out last Wednesday on PC. And if there are no more scores in the chat, I can tell you that this did better than the first game. In fact, it did a lot better. It's got an 8.5 on average, which is pretty damn good. So do go check out that demo if you're not sure. But this has scored higher than Catanaut. Well done to Danker over on YouTube. We can give Danker a shout out over on YouTube. Greatly appreciate that. Gilfly says it must be good then. Yes, clearly. And now he's also on YouTube. We've got people watching on YouTube and Twitch. This is hilarious. Doubling up. It's fine. All helps. Helps that algorithm and all that malarkey. So yeah, that's the only person got it. Danker, well done. You got it. For a game he wasn't aware of, he guessed right. So there you go.
Fair play.
Yeah, fair play on him. So there you go. That is that one. Let's move on to our next story. And surprise, surprise, it's kind of GTA 6, but it's not related. But it's a funny story. Rival says getting a demo now. Cool. Let us know. Let us know what you think. Like, if you pop in and watch the show next week, please do let us know what you think. We appreciate it when we're promoting games that people might not know about, and we get told that people are playing stuff that we've recommended. It's cool. So this is a funny one because this is actually not really a GTA 6 story, but it does involve GTA 6. It's some people obviously like, oh, GTA 6 got delayed and it was supposed to be out in the autumn. Oh, worries me, miserable me, blah, blah, blah. But some people were celebrating the fact that it got delayed. And said group of people that were celebrating were the dev team from the upcoming game, which comes out in October, Ghost of Yoti, which is obviously the sequel. I say sequel, it's set 600 years after Ghost of Tsushima. So if you are going to play it, you don't need to know what happened in the first one, just so you know, right? But it is technically a sequel. And they absolutely rejoiced that GTA 6 got moved because it potentially could affect the sales of the game because it was going to be so close to the time. They were like, well, are people going to play our game or are people going to play GTA 6? And as soon as it got moved, they actually stated, one of the head devs said, we actually celebrated with champagne for a month. So that it got moved because it's done us a favor. They wish GTA 6 all the best. There's no harsh feelings, but they're like, oh, that takes the pressure off us and the pressure off from what they might get from Sony. But saying that, it has, Ghost of Yoti has been classed as one of the most anticipated games of this year. And it was kind of taken up when a number of game sites did polls. It was kind of taking up a big chunk of about 40% compared to a lot of other games that people were really looking forward to. And this was out of a survey for thousands and thousands of people. So this is something that people are really looking forward to. So my question to chat and Dave and Tom is, if GTA 6 had come out when it was supposed to, do we think it would have affected the sales? Because obviously we've seen this with Silksong. People moved their game. As soon as Silksong was announced, people were like, shit, we'll move our release date back by a couple of weeks. But do we think it would have actually affected it or not?
It might have affected it a little bit at launch while people are would have been busy playing through GTA 6. Because I mean that has got such hype behind it. You know, same as like Silksong's had that much hype has built up around it over a number of years that a load of people will probably just like jump into that day one and be playing that. And I don't know whether I'm not sure whether the multiplayer is coming out day one or if that's got a slight delay to it. But yeah, there'll probably be a ton of stuff to do in the single player campaign. With a bit of open world, it'll be a lot. Probably take a bit of time to get through. So, you know, it might have just put people, you know, made them delay their purchase of Ghost of Yoti if they were interested in that. They might have thought GTA 6 first, then get to Yoti. So they might have just, you know, delayed its sales a bit, not cannibalized, and just meant people looked at it a little bit later on.
Yeah,
Tom, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, because you know when they all look at the Steam stats, then they'll like all the players drop off and everything like that. So you got the longevity of like GTA 6. Like people are going to be playing that for years, whereas this could be a game where you're just picking up, complete it, and then drop it kind of thing. So
yeah,
it would. I think it would have affected it. I think people would have just gone, I'll wait until I'm bored of GTA and then buy this.
Yeah. So I think it has done them a lot of favors. I totally agree with everyone. Gilfly says, yeah, I think it would have still sold, but numbers would have been less. I think that's the case. So I think this will do really well. And I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being as good as people are saying are. I can see this being a lot of categories of Game of the Year awards, right? So I think there's still a couple of games to come out over the autumn into the winter that are going to basically land game in those categories of Game of the Year. So there's a lot of good stuff to still come. The Nintendads, thank you so much for the follow. He goes, howdy fellas, great to see you, thank you for being here, welcome to the show. So yeah, again, we will be talking about Ghost of Yoti when look at me, Black Country, Ghost of Yoti, right? When it comes out in a couple of weeks time, we'll be talking about it on this very show. Not sure if I'm going to stream it because it's not really my kind of game because I suck at games like that. So I'm in two minds. And there's something else that comes out on the same day now, which we'll talk about later, which I'm more kind of going to sway to because it's probably going to be easier. There you go. Nintendo say they are huge TSVilla fan. That's what we like to hear. That's what we like to hear. Thank you for being here. Greatly appreciate it. So let's move on to our next game tonight. And we're going to go for some horror. I think this is from the team at Wales Interactive, if I've got this correct, who do a lot of FMV games. Not so much known for the horror stuff, so this is kind of a bit of a difference for them. But this came out on Thursday on PC. Now, I don't think she's in chat at the moment, but our wonderful Chaotic Neutral is basically been playing this, and I know she's liking it. Rael, hello, how are you? Lovely, great to see you. Thank you for the follow. Great to see you here. Rael says, I heard horror. Yes, we're going to be talking a horror game. Always good to see Rael. I see her at lots and lots of events. Big friend of Big Fuzzy Yak, who we love on this show. So thank you for being here. But yes, Wales Interactive have done a brand new FMV game, which came out last Thursday on PC. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is Dead Reset. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. I should probably give a warning that there's blood, gore, guts, but tough shit. You just have to watch it and find out, won't you?
Paul Mason, 34, former surgeon at Westwood Hospital.
I'll bullet point this for you. I'm trapped in a time loop. That thing kills everyone. And every time it does, I wake up here and we go through this all over again.
So if we really are going to die, what do you suggest we do to avoid it?
We run like hell. What else aren't you telling me?
Tell him, Fern, or I swear to God I'll kill you right now!
There's still so much you don't know.
What did your people do to me? We need to run.
There you go. Guildford just said, okay, now this is something else. Wow. Phantom says, it feels like a Telltale game. Yeah, it's pretty much an interactive movie/game, isn't it, Dave? Because obviously Wales Interactive are known for doing all these kind of things, but this is kind of their first foray into a proper sci-fi horror, really.
Yeah. It looks like they had a reasonable budget for it as well, because just watching the trailer, it actually didn't look too bad. So I think we've seen plenty of cheap FMV games in the past, but this one looks pretty decent. Your character is one of those classic characters that wakes up with amnesia, not knowing how they got there or who they are or anything like that. But they wake up in some research facility and kind of like realize they're a surgeon and get asked to start doing surgery on some strange creature, which I think pretty much immediately kills them and starts off this sort of time loop that you get trapped in. So you're then going to learn from each loop and make decisions on how to survive and get yourself and perhaps some other people at the research facility. From what I've seen of it on the reviews I looked at, definitely gives sort of Alien The Thing vibes with what they're going for.
Okay, yeah.
It looks like it should be quite fun, just watching a movie, make a few choices every now and again to send the plot one way or the other. So I think we'll give it a little bit of replay value because you try again, make your allegiances change with different characters, see what ending you might get because there's apparently quite a few different ones.
Oh, okay.
And I think the one thing that's probably quite good for yourself is that it's got like a streamer mode where you can get the audience to join in with the decision making. So that could be quite good fun. Get everyone involved, decide the fate of the characters.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah.
I'm quite
streamer mode.
Yeah, I'm very tempted to try this now. I like this. I like some of the stuff that Wales Interactive's done. Not all their stuff's been, I'm not going to lie, not all been great. Like, it's not bad, but there's some games that stand out better than others. But no, this looks quite good. Tom, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned streamer mode because I was watching this and I was like, is it multiple choice? And if it is, you can get your community involved while you're playing this game.
Yeah.
It, like you also said about the budget as well. It's definitely got some really good acting in it as well. So
Yeah.
I felt like I was watching a film.
Yeah.
So that was a really, really good trailer, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to that game. Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. For those who've just joined us, you don't know what we're doing. We're technically not reviewing the games, but I scour the internet to get average review scores. So you might see people starting to drop scores in the chat. You can have halves and whole numbers, anything from 0 to 10. If you get a guess and you get it right, and you guess the score of the game, you will get a shout out for your channel in the chat. Nintendo says putting the choices up to the community night might not end well. Yeah, I get feeling people would deliberately dick you over to see
Sabotage. Yeah.
Of course they would.
But then that's part of the fun, isn't it? It's like it's Groundhog Day. So there you go. Let's see what scores people are saying. Dank is saying a 6.5. Dead Stereo Gaming is saying 7. Over on Twitch, Arkham is saying 8.5. Ray is saying an 8. Blakey is saying an 8. iQual is saying a 7. Flame saying 8. The Nintendads are saying 7. Dank says, if only you could do 6.66. I mean, it'd be very fitting. Very fitting. Gilfly saying a 7 for this one. Chat, keep getting your scores in for now. Dave, what do you reckon this has got?
I'm going to try an 8 for this one.
Going for an 8. Okay. Go nice and high. Tom?
I'm going to go 8 as well.
Going for an 8. Okay.
Yeah,
All right, folks.
Strong 8.
Right. Well, let's see what it got. Folks, this is your last chance. This is Dead Reset, which came out on PC. I'm sure it'll come to consoles. A lot of their games do come to consoles eventually, which came out last Thursday. And if there are no more scores in chat, I can tell you that this got actually a little bit of a disappointing 6.5. Hello, Jules. Oh, my God. And Jules, everyone can. Snuck in there. I'm going to allow that. Hello, Jules. Jules is from the wonderful charity Everyone Can. So, Jules, we're going to give you a shout out. And in fact, if my mods could be so good, could we give a shout out for the Everyone Can website? That was like perfect timing.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So apparently people are saying it's too niche for a big majority of players. True. Some people are like, oh, choose your own adventure. It's a bit old that. For me, personally, I'd play that. I like the look of it. So I give that a go. But I'm going to say this now. A 6.5 is not a bad score. A 6.5 means it's still good. It's just nothing amazing. So do go check it out. But Jules, you get a shout out. There's Jules's channel. Wonderful. Everyone can. They're doing a big charity streamathon coming up this weekend. So if you want details and you want to join in, we'll chuck the link in a minute over on YouTube and that for their website. And then please do go sign up if you can stream this weekend. Rival says it's different enough to other games out at the minute. Certainly is. You're very welcome, Jules. You're very welcome. Also, over on the YouTubes, I think Danker got it, didn't he? Over on YouTube. So he's
Yeah,
two for free. He is 6.5. He's 2 for free because he didn't get the first one right, but he's got these next 2 right. Gilfly says, I play that with a bucket of popcorn next to me. Jobs are good. And there you go, like watching a film. The popcorn goes everywhere. So there you go. Well done to everyone. Shout out to being done as we speak. And let's talk about more gaming news. And we're not going to talk about GTA 6 anymore. You're happy to know. But we are going to talk. The next couple of news stories are going to be about Nintendo. And this one's an interesting one because, as you know, Nintendo have been patenting and copyrighting certain aspects for their Pokemon games because there has been this long lawsuit that's going on with the creators of Power World. And we have seen that, and we've talked about this on this very show, that they patented the fact that you can't have a creature that you can use as a glider in a certain way because you could do that in Power World. Power World were then forced to make mechanical gliders that come out your backpack or whatever, or like a piece of kit. The way that you actually capture an animal with a ball has now been patented. So Power World then had to change that as well. And then obviously Power World is due to come out of early access I think later this year. I think I've got that right.
I think that's right.
If not, please do correct me. But so they've had to make a lot of changes to the game. So the game's very different from when it dropped like January last year. Okay, because Nintendo basically keep trying to sue them. But they have put down a latest IP Pokemon patent that has kind of pissed off a lot of people because they're saying they shouldn't have been allowed to do it. And what it was is that they have patented the fact that you can summon a creature to then be able to capture another creature. Now, the problem that lies with this is Power World had already changed this because you didn't get a creature. It just appears next to you. There wasn't like an animation or anything. So it wasn't now copying this. But the fact that you summon a creature to capture a creature also features in other games, such as some of the Persona games, which is obviously a long-standing franchise. And there's lots of other games that have been around for a very long time that haven't been sued that feature this. And they've said this is going to open up a can of worms. So this went live on the 2nd of September of this year. And there's a lot of other studios that are quite annoyed because they're saying, well, if we're going to continue our games in our series, this is something that features in that game. How have you been allowed to patent this? So there's this whole argument that started. Apparently 2026, early 2026. So 2 years from early access. So that's when Power World's going to come out, assuming they don't get sued to high heaven yet again. So my question is, I get the Nintendo want to protect the Pokemon property because I'm not going to lie, Power World did take the piss a bit and rip a lot of things off of it. But do you think it's getting to the point where it's getting ridiculous, where they'll just literally patent anything, but they're not going to realize it's going to have a bigger effect on games that have been around for 10, 15, 20 years that are still going? And it's going to cause even more legal problems.
Yeah, it's not very good, is it, when gameplay systems get patented? Because we saw it with Warner Brothers, and they patented the Nemesis system from the Middle Earth games.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we haven't seen that again since. You know, they haven't used it, and of course no one else can, which is a shame because it was a great system. I was really, really quite impressed with that in the first Middle Earth game. But we may never see its like again unless that patent has an expiry date on it. So it's the same with this one. You know, they're patenting a particular gameplay system that will definitely affect, like, you know, other companies. There'll be some that have already made games, perhaps years ago, that contain it. Could they retroactively sue them, or does this have like a particular start date from when, I don't know, when Nintendo actually filed it? Was it 3 years ago? So I don't quite know how it works. But then, you know, if they don't go and retroactively sue people for using the mechanic, surely if they then try to sue someone in the future who uses it, can't that person say, well, you didn't sue them, they use it, why are you suing us?
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe they're hoping to scare off some of the smaller sort of devs, publishers from using it, who simply can't afford the lawyers to fight something like this.
Yeah.
You'd probably need someone like the Power World devs who've had a shitload of money, who could afford good lawyers, to just try and, you know, fight it in court and get it thrown out. Because there seems to be a lot of like patent lawyers who've commented on it saying it is too broad.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work. It wouldn't stand up to, you know, a proper court battle. It's interesting to see if it does survive or not. But I don't really like when these things get patented. I mean, it's one thing to outright copy a game, but, you know, you can take mechanics and make them your own.
Yeah.
That's been happening for years.
Yeah.
You could not say any game that's been out like the last 10, 20 years is actually original in any particular way. They all use mechanics, you know, that come previously from other things that all just build upon it. So I don't think they should, you know, patent these mechanics at all.
Yeah. Before I ask Tom's opinion, Arkham says, I reckon if Nintendo is going to patent game mechanics, it's going to affect potential sales of future games from other companies. Jules says, I think a patent should only go so deep into gameplay. PUBG and Fortnite. Who won out of that? Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, Tom, your thoughts on this? Is it getting too crazy?
I think that one is, like, there are obviously ones where that Power World were definitely ripping off Pokemon, but like, to summon, where you said to summon to capture a monster. So, like the Final Fantasy games, you summon and fight. You don't really capture anything. So, I mean, that wouldn't be effective as such. But like, because I'm a massive Final Fantasy fan, so I was thinking back at the previous games and everything like that. You do fight, like Final Fantasy VIII. You do fight other summons, capturing them by using other summons as well. Like, big example is when you got Shiva against Ifrit in Final Fantasy VIII. Like, would that affect it? Like, is that part of the pattern? So it's a bit, yeah. I think it's too deep, that one. I think that one is that one's a bit kind of, that covers a lot of games. And I don't think that one should have been allowed.
Yeah,
the other ones were obvious. I get that, but I think that one is a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one, really. I'm kind of like, I don't know. And as Dave said, a lot of IP lawyers commented on it and said, well, this won't stand in court. So I don't know why they've even done it. It seems a bit crazy. So even they're like against it, and they're like the ones that would normally go, yeah, right, we'll slap that in and get that sorted for you. So it's caused a bit of a ruckus, this one, which is very, very strange. Very, very strange. Obviously, again, like anything, if we get more updates, because we have commented on this, it's one of those things that we no doubt will talk about more. We've talked about Palwell for the last 2 years, and it's bound to come round, and we'll keep reporting on it. Iquel saying, I'm just having something to eat. No worries. If the only mod at the moment, shout me if you need a mod. Will do, mate. I will let you know. We're about to do another game, so we might do some scores, but take your time to do. What I am going to do when we get to the next trailer is I'm going to bring up the Everyone Can website and chuck those links in for Everyone Can for the charity. If anyone wants to sign up for the gaming weekend to raise some money for a wonderful charity, I will do that while we play the next trailer. Arkham says if they go off capturing monsters, they could have sued Genki back in 1998. As some games they have made use of the capture mechanic. See, this is the thing. There's things that existed before Pokemon, so it's like, how does that work?
And probably Nintendo weren't the first to use it. I bet if you look back far enough.
No.
So why did they get to patent it when they weren't the first?
So it seems very, very obscure. And then there's the whole thing of, well, does it affect the things that have happened in the past? Does it only affect things that happen from the 2nd of September this year moving forward? Very dodgy, very dodgy. Moving on to our 4th game tonight. Now, this was a big one. Now, interestingly enough, even though a lot of people in this chat on this very show went, really?
Me included.
We put together the 50 games to look out for in 2025. We always do a Christmas special of the best games of the year, and then we always kick off the year with games that you want to look out for, a list of 40 or 50. But how we compile that list is not our personal choices. It's what all the gaming press are stating you should look out for. And I categorize it from least mentioned to most mentioned. And this was the game at number 1 this year, right? And everyone just went, what the fuck? Right? When we mentioned this. Now, Danka actually pre-predicted all the scores for this. So he said, oh, yes, my January prediction was this is going to get an 8. Now, he's not allowed to guess another score. This is the deal we got with Danka. He has to stick with that score until the game comes out, bless him. So he's doing quite well at the moment, but this could possibly screw him. But we'll see. We'll see. So this, ladies and gentlemen, came out on Friday. I'm quite excited for this, and I will be streaming this a week tomorrow. Yes, I know it came out on Friday, but I've got a backlog of streams and things that I've agreed that I've got to do. So this came out on Friday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and also comes out with a bit of controversy that we'll talk about later in the show. As always, good old Randy Pitchford. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is Borderlands 4.
And a 1 and a 2.
So I know Jake, who was our guest on the show last night, was like, well hyped for this, and Guildfly's well hyped. Like, let's go. I enjoy the Borderlands games. The only one I haven't played, ironically, is the third one, and there was a lot of stuff about the third one. People were like, it's getting too childish, and it didn't seem to do as well as the others. I love the first two. I've even played the Tales of the Borderlands games and even the pre-sequel. So I have really enjoyed them. So I'm very much looking forward to this. This is one of those where they said, right, we're going to drop the humor. We're going to get back to what matters, the gameplay. So the question is, Dave, have they massively changed this up, or are they sticking to a formula that works well for this one?
Probably a mix of the two, because they have got a good formula going. You know, they just simply with that massive amount of guns they have in the game. That's one of the big draws, isn't it? You can just get a gun that does some stupid, crazy effects. It's just absolutely brilliant. So, and you just get all these random ones as you play through. I think that is a good appeal, because that's what you want a looter shooter, isn't it? You want to keep getting new, cooler stuff to use as you're playing through, and that'll keep you playing. So I think they've kept that side of it really, but they haven't made improvements since Borderlands 3, because you mentioned like the humour from the third one wasn't universally liked. So I think they have reworked the humour a bit in this one. It's still a humorous game, but perhaps not quite as childish as it was getting.
Yeah.
So they've improved on that. It's now gone fully open world as well. So you got massive open world that you can go through in your own pace, go wherever you want, do what you want at any point. So it looks like they've done some improvements while still keeping the core of what people like about the game. The general gist for this one, I think, following events like previous Borderland games, a new planet has been revealed in the universe because it was encased in a shield, hidden from view. But from events of the previous game, that is now everyone can see it. It's been revealed, and people are now going to it because there's some rumors like a big vault with lots of secrets and cool stuff in there. So people are drawn to it, and you can pick one of 4 new vault hunters to play from, and all of them have been drawn to this planet for the same reasons. We're all going to get involved in like a sort of bit of a civil war by the sound of it, for all the people who are trying to take control of this vault on the planet. But yeah, it looks okay. I have never played a Borderlands game. I've got to be honest, it never really appealed to me.
Okay.
So I probably won't play this one. So I was one of the people who was like, what?
Yeah, you were one.
Why is this number one? How is this
Yeah.
number one, for Christ's sakes?
Yeah.
Definitely still of that mindset. But I know it is a popular series. Lots of people like it. Whilst people did sort of not enjoy the third one as much, I think there's a bit more hype for this one. So this one is probably going to do pretty well. Probably getting a lot of people who enjoy it, yourself probably included, when you come to play it in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, I think probably fun single player, probably even more fun if you can get a few mates on it co-op as well. Plus this one's cross-platform. So
which is great.
Broadens the player base, which is always good. So probably going to be enjoyed by very many people.
Now, Tom, you're like Dave. You've not played a Borderlands game, have you?
Never whatsoever. No.
Have you ever like tried out looter shooters before? Was this something that would appeal to you?
So I get the idea of the replayability, and you said you got loads and loads of different weapons in it. That's going to bring players back constantly, I think. But yeah, I don't really have an opinion on it because I'd never played them, but I did enjoy the trailer. Yeah, and I know I've got a lot of friends who are playing it right now. So I understand the hype that they've got for the game. But I've never played it, so I don't really, because I've got so much stuff going on at the minute. I was like, I'm probably a bit like you. I'm like, I wouldn't be able to cover it right now. So Borderlands 4 would be my first one if I was to cover it. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay, so folks, hello to Ellie, by the way. Ellie's here. Good evening, Ellie. Hope you're doing all right. She said, was it Borderlands that came out as a film or series recently? Yes, last summer we had the very first Borderlands film, and it sucked. It's not as bad as people say. I've actually watched it twice for my sins, but it's not a good film. And the main reasons for that is, I'm going to state this now, they wanted to make it like a 15 or an 18 rated game to go with the films. And Eli Roth was directing it, but then it didn't. The studio wanted it to be a film that families could go to, like Guardians of the Galaxy. So they got someone else in to rehash it, re-chop it. And it's very obvious it's been chopped because you can see certain things. And it was a very okay film when it came out, and it's not great. And some of the casting is a bit questionable. Kevin Hart is in it. So you go, okay, nothing wrong with Kevin Hart. but Kevin Hart is not playing a comedy role in it. He's playing the mercenary Marine guy who would normally probably be about 5 feet taller than him in real life. A big guy. So he's like this little soldier guy. It doesn't make any sense. And even Jack Black couldn't save Claptrap. It just wasn't funny in places. And they turned Tiny Tina into an anime girl. And then people complained about the age of some of the other actresses in it. I didn't have a problem with the age thing. But some people moaned that, some of the other actresses were too old to be in it. But I actually thought they did right with that. But is what it is. But it was a very chopped up film. And it's just okay. C4 Haggis, hello. Evening. Arkham says it's decent enough. Yeah, Arkham was saying it's all right. It's one of those films you watch and then probably never watch again. It's fun. It's okay. Go watch it.
I think it's worse. If you're into the Borderlands game, I think it's probably a lot worse than.
It's probably a lot worse.
Like for me, I enjoyed it, but I wouldn't say it's like a film I'd go back and watch again.
Yeah,
it's because I don't know the lore. I don't know anything that's going on, so I'm just watching it as a film.
Yeah, I think best way to describe it is they tried to Guardians of the Galaxy and it came out as a poor man's Guardians of the Galaxy. Because you can tell they've really tried to copy a lot of stuff from it.
Sounds a bit like how I felt for the Halo TV series. Love the games. Thought the TV series was a fucking abomination. Worst thing I've watched in years. Dreadful. Yeah.
I've still not watched it. I've got that on my Netflix queue, ironically. And you've told me not to watch it. I know, but I'm tempted to because I don't like Halo. So we'll have to see. That'd be quite funny if I go, yeah, it's all right. Dave's going to be going, God damn it. I told him not to.
I'll have to unfriend you on every social media.
Yeah, I know. Dave resigns from the podcast. Gilfly says, for that reason alone, I have a deep hate for it. Oh, okay, so Gilfly does not like the film. So disappointing it launched on digital in under a month. Yeah, well, ironically, in the week it came to cinemas, you could watch it on YouTube for free. That says it all. That says it all. So, they didn't even, the studio didn't have faith with it. But anyway, so we're talking Borderlands 4. Folks, get your scores in for Borderlands 4. What do you think this is going to... I'm going to have to scroll up. I've missed a lot of scores. So can you re-put your scores in the chat? Iquel saying an 8.5. Arkham says, I want to say a 10 out of 10, but going with an 8.5. Dave Johnson says, Dave resigns from the podcast. I quit as manager. Bad day for Mag. Yes. Thank you, Dave. Hope you're well, Mr. Johnson. Hope you're well. Hope you're resting up, dude. Jules says, I'm guessing a 9 for Borderlands. Gilfly says, yeah. And after the film was released, all the Borderlands game became stupid. Cheap to make up for it. Flame, 8.5 for this one. Tom, I'll start with you because you're kind of going blind with this one because you're not familiar with the games. What do you reckon this got?
I reckon because of the hype that I'm seeing around it, I reckon it's going to be a 9.
Okay, go for a 9.
A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are enjoying it.
Okay.
So I'm going to have to say 9.
All right, going for a 9. A couple of people that agree with you. Dead Stereo Gaming over on YouTube says a 9. Ellie says an 8.5. So 8.5 is 9 seems to be what everyone's going for. Gilfly is going for a 9. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8.5.
Going for an 8.5, going there. Dave says, bad day for Mac. It probably is going to be. We'll see. 8, says Dave. Folks, last chance. Get your scores in chat. If you get it right, we'll give you a shout out. This is Borderlands 4, which came out last Friday on PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC, and will be coming to Switch 2 at the start of October. So if you've got a Switch 2 and got nothing else, you will be able to play this in literally 2 weeks' time. I can tell you, if there are no more guesses on the chat, that this is an interesting one because it did hit some highs, such as 8.5 in some reviews. However, some people said the story is absolute tosh in this one and actually can make the game a bit stale quite fast, even when you're 10 hours into a 40-hour campaign. So it did get some lows as 6, GameSpot being one of them, saying basically it got a 6 out of 10. However, the reviews were more favorable than that. So it doesn't quite hit the 8.5. And Danker's going, bloody hell, I'm guessed correctly back in January because this averaged out at an 8 out of 10.
Oh, fair play.
So well done,
Good
Dank,
guess.
because that was a good guess because that was nearly like 10 months ago. You got an 8 out of 10. Dave Johnson got it right as well. Go, Dave. He's here tonight. Well done. Well done, buddy. We got some other 8s, didn't we, as well? I'm sure we did. I'll have to see. So, yes, your prediction was correct. Well done, Danker. Because some of the predictions he's been like 0.5 off or something like it's close or been way off because it turns out a really hyped game's done really badly this year. But yeah, I think it's just a 2, I think. JL, good evening. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. Welcome on in. Arkham's like, damn it, so close. But well done, guys. I can live with that. And 8 is still really good. It is. And if you want to see my opinion of it, I'll be playing it a week on Wednesday. Okay? I have my copy. I'm patiently waiting. A week on Wednesday, I will be playing Borderlands 4. So you can watch me stream it and see if I think it deserves all the hype. But I am very much looking forward to it. So I'm hoping that my personal score might be higher than that. We shall see. We shall see. But go follow all the people that get these right. And as I always say, thank you for all your love and support for watching this show that we do every week. It's nearly coming up to the 5-year anniversary of doing this show. And we clocked that when we do our first proper show in January, after we've done the top 50 specials, it will be our 250th show, which is quite cool that lands on our first proper show for January with a guest. So please do go click on all the links for the people that are getting the shout outs because they spend their time week in, week out to come and support the show. So please do go support with them because without them, we won't have a fucking show in the first place. So there you go. David's shouting himself out. Why not? Why not? Why not? Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. So there you go. So Borderlands 4 gets an 8 out of 10 tonight. Now, obviously, there was a Nintendo Direct announced last week, and it was a 60-minute Nintendo Direct. Other Nintendo Directs have either been geared at indie games or we got like a 45-minute glimpse at the Kirby racing game, which comes out in November. So they've been more dedicated, like we had the one for Donkey Kong Bonanza. But this was giving us an overview of things with some pleasant surprises. Now, obviously, we can't mention everything that was done in 60 minutes, or can we? Because with the help of IGN, yes, I'm making no sense. I literally ripped a video off IGN. They basically covered everything that was announced in 60 minutes, in 8 minutes. So we are going to play this video and talk alongside very quickly. So if you haven't seen the Nintendo Direct, we are going to cover everything. And if you can't remember everything that was announced, here it is for you as I hit this. Let me know how the sound is for this. I'll try and keep the volume low. But here goes. Here we go. In no particular order. Luckily, the music is copyright free, Dave, thank God. But yeah, Pokemon Z Mega Dimension. Obviously, to celebrate the 4th, the new Mario movie. It's going to be called the Super Mario Galaxy because the first one was really good. And this was the thing that I said I might not play Ghost Yoti for because they are remastering Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2 for the Nintendo Switch and Switch 2. And that comes out at the start of October.
That is an amazing thing to do from Nintendo, by the way.
Yeah. Another big one that we were like, is it coming this year? Is it not? We got more gameplay of the new Metroid Prime game.
Yeah,
and
this looks interesting.
Yeah, it looks
intrigued
good.
Intrigued to see what the motorbike sections will actually be because they look a bit. Wasn't expecting to see those. It looks intriguing.
Yeah, that comes out in December. A new Mario Tennis game, which they don't show on this clip, but there's actually a single player mode, which I thought was quite interesting as well. But Mario Tennis Fever, which comes out in February. This I like the look of, the new Yoshi game.
The Yoshi games are good. I played the last one with my daughter and she really loved it, so she's looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I'm really hyped for that. That's coming out in the spring. Now, this was a bit dubious. The Virtual Boy, they're going to release, is it 11 or 14 games that came with it? And you can either spend 100 quid on a Virtual Boy, which was a big flop anyway, or 25 quid on a cardboard cutout version. So that was a bit like,
I don't think I'd spend anything on it at all.
No.
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Yeah, Donkey Kong Bonanza got a brand new DLC, which dropped last week. Shadow dropped. And then we got this, an Australian sort of Animal Crossing game.
Dinkum.
Yeah.
That was it, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
Dinkum, which comes out in November from Crafton.
Oh, this
And
is
then-
like a Pokemon.
Pokemon
Poco-
Animal Crossing style game.
Yeah, looks interesting.
I
Yeah,
think
and
fans
you're
of
using the powers of the Pokemon, aren't you, to kind of farm everything and live in that. Yeah.
Pokepia. Get a remaster of Fatal Frame 2 for horror fans.
This is the one I was hyped about because I'd never played it. So
That's going to be early 2026. Final Fantasy is heading to Switch 2 as well. They're calling it Remake Intergrade. That comes out January. Mortal Kombat Collection, which is coming to everything, is also going to be available on Switch. Dave says, I like the look of Pokemon Animal Crossing. So, yeah, you get the physical edition coming out as well. This one I wasn't too fussed about because it feels like a lesser version of the Kirby thing. They're remastering Super Mario Wonder, which is only 2 years old, but then they've added this other thing to it, which was more co-op
Kind of
game.
feels like an excuse to charge money for it.
Yeah.
All anyone would want is the 4K res and 60 FPS stuff off the other stuff. Might be fun, but no one's really asked for it.
No. Dragon Romper 2 coming out 2026. And then for the RPG fans, Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined, so another remaster or reimagining, as they say, out February.
I'm looking forward to that one, yeah.
Dynasty Warriors, which came out January this year, is coming to Switch 2. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. Dynasty Warriors Origins, that comes out January, so a year from when it was released.
That's Kirby Air Riders, isn't it?
Yeah, Kirby Air Riders.
Go with it.
Yeah, the Amiibos are coming out. So the game comes out in November along with the Amiibos. And then another game made by KT, the Hyrule game, which is very Dynasty Warriors.
Oh yeah, it is just Dynasty Warriors with a Zelda skin to it.
Yeah,
It's just sort of added in some story to to the Tears of the Kingdom.
To link it in, yeah. It's not
Yeah.
a bad thing, though, is it?
that's true. Dave's like, what's an RPG? Link's Banner of Spark, which I've heard about. That actually came out on the day of the thing. That came out on Friday. Monster Hunter Stories 3 comes out March.
Yeah. Big Monster Hunter fan here. Yeah.
Yeah. This was a cool little puzzle game. I might give this a whirl when it comes out. I've seen, obviously, they did something a bit different that you work together on this one, more of a co-op thing.
And then
But
it's all colour-coded as well, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, that could be good fun.
I quite like the
I
look
like
of
things
this.
like that.
Yeah. Popcom.
I'd give that a go.
Yeah. Power Wash Simulator 2, which we know is coming to all other platforms as well, but I do love my Power Wash.
This has co-op, though, so I don't know. Did the originals have co-op? Did it?
Yes, they did.
They did. Okay, right, yeah.
So that's going to probably land when all the others are. More One Piece, also out in the autumn. I haven't agreed that. I am not playing Final Fantasy. There you go. Overcooked 2 finally makes its way to Switch 2. Stardew Valley over on Switch 2. So these are all games that you could probably already get, but are being added to the library. Human Fall Flat will come in the spring. That is a good game. With 5 new levels that you previously couldn't get. Storm Lancers, that came out on day of release. I've not heard anything about that. Feel free to quit, Dave. That's fine. Suki Game Planet, which is out in winter. And then this is one they've already kind of mentioned before. But this is almost like your life sim. So you've got Enzoi over on PC, and now this is kind of like the Switch version of what we're getting, but basically a life sim.
It's Me Sims, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, very Sims. It's Nintendo taking on. Tomodachi Life, Living a Dream, that comes out 2026. 2 Point Museum, which came out March this year, will be landing in October.
Okay.
Dissidia 7, also with all the DLCs in October. FIFA, I know it's not FIFA, but FC, whatever, FIFA. That's coming to both Switch and Switch 2. And the Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD remake lands just before Halloween. Virtual Fighter 5 Revo World Stage, which was only originally available on PC. Lego Voyages, which came out yesterday, which we're going to talk about later.
That looks pretty cool.
Little Nightmares 3, which lands on the same day as all other consoles. That is coming to Switch and Switch 2. But also, you're going to get a version of Little Nightmares as well, upgraded version. Persona 3 Reload, which came out, I think, nearly 2 years ago. That's landing as well. And then obviously a big one on day of launch, comes out to all other consoles, but also coming to Switch 2. Brand new Resident Evil is also coming to Switch 2 on day of release. Killfly's happy about Persona 3. That was good. I like Persona 3 Reload.
We got a longer trailer as well for Resident Evil as well.
Yeah, so we got to see a bit more. But also, they're now adding to the catalogue Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil Biohazard on the same day. So you can get 3 Resident Evil games on the day of release of that. Arkham's like, we need Res. I can't wait for Resident Evil 9. Gimme, he says Dave. So this one got a big fanfare. This was almost like the big closing game. And I'll be honest, I didn't know what this was.
I thought it was Fire Emblem, but I've never played one. And I was like, is it Fire Emblem?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, never played one either.
No, but a lot of people were hyped for that.
Oh, yeah, it's a big fan base for it. I know that from when we've done previous ones on the show.
Yeah. New Fire Emblem as well. Wasn't expecting that one. Yay, Fire Emblems. People are hyped for it. Mag, borrow me your Switch 2, maybe. But we don't know when that comes out yet. But there you go. That was everything mentioned. Thank you very much, IGN, for condensing 60 minutes into 8 minutes. Makes my life a lot easier. But yeah, so let us know in chat, what are you hyped for? But I'll start with Dave and then I'll ask Tom and chat. Let us know what out of that were you hyped for, out of all that little lot?
So Metroid Prime 4, still quite hyped for that one. As I said during the video, I'm intrigued to learn more about the motorbike sections, because they kind of look like they're sort of kind of like open world to some degree. But in the video, they did look like just like in a little bit of a barren desert with not much else around it. So I don't know if it's going to feel a bit empty, but I was wondering what exactly they are. Are they just going to be like short, little palette cleanser sections in between the main areas? You know, this is your way of traversing between the main areas, and you just a little bit of fun. So I wonder if it's going to be like that. Hopefully it's like that and haven't change the focus too much. And then also the fact that they're doing Galaxy 2, bringing that one over, because I haven't played that one. And that they missed that one out when they did that Mario 3D All-Stars pack on the Switch a while back. So they included Galaxy in that one, along with the other Mario games, but Galaxy 2 was missing. Yeah. So it's nice to see them actually bringing that one back and making it playable. So
they obviously knew what they were doing with that when they said that. And before, I'm just going to interrupt you because I want to say a big shout out to Matt Blair, who's just coming in with the raid. Thank you, Matt. Welcome in, everybody. This is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat, where we talk about all the latest gaming news and reviews. We're talking about everything that was mentioned at the Nintendo Switch Direct. Hope you're well. Hope you had a good stream. You were playing Jackbox. Very excited for the new Jackbox that comes out next month. We'll be playing that, but I hope you're well. How was the stream, buddy? Dave, what else, obviously, you're looking forward to?
Probably the last thing I was interested in from that list was the Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, because that looks good fun. And I did enjoy the last one. So I played through that with my daughter in co-op, and that was really good. So hopefully do the same with this one.
Yeah, cool. Matt, by the way, if you want to go follow Matt on Twitch, you click the little heart on the top of the chat, on the Twitch chat. Go check him out. Matt says, stream was good, thanks. Hope you're well. Sorry to Raiden 1. Never apologise, dude. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you're well, buddy. I'll catch up with you soon. Go and run if you got to. That's cool. Tom, so from that, what games were you mostly interested in?
Well, I was really surprised that they announced Resident Evil Requiem on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, this is the Switch 2, which is like they compare it to like the PS4 Pro, don't they? Yeah. And I was thinking, oh, okay, that's very interesting. So I was really surprised that was dropped on it. As an RPG fan, a JRPG fan, the Dragon Quest games, I'm allowed to say it now, but I've played Dragon Quest 1 and 2 demos at the Square Enix offices, so I've been able to play them early, and I really love that because I'm a big fan of number 3, which was my first Dragon Quest. So I didn't know at the time it was Dragon Quest 7 that was being dropped because I'd never played it.
Okay.
So that's like the way they have that, because it's not the HD 2D remake kind of style now. It's like, I don't know, it just looks really good compared to the other Dragon Quest games that we've got in that style. So those are the two say franchises that I was really
Yeah.
hyped about. Like I said, I'm a Final Fantasy fan anyway, so seeing remake and integrate with the DLC on there as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's going to be something that I'm playing as well.
Yeah. For me, I'm pretty much similar as Dave. I think the new Yoshi game looks really cute, and I like that. And even though it probably is like a family-friendly kids game, I will gravitate to that because I like stuff like that. I enjoyed the new Kirby. I enjoyed playing Princess Peach. I'm not going to lie. I thought that was great fun. You know, it was a good little platform of that. So that's right up my street. I never got to play the 2 Super Mario Galaxies. So for them to drop, I'm very tempted to stream them next month. So that was great. Metroid again, something I've been very patiently waiting for. So really wanted to play that. And there's a few other ones that weren't really well known, but I'd say that puzzle game where you use the different colors to work together.
That looked really cool.
That looks good. So I'll be glad to see, but there's no date for that one yet. So we'll have to see. My only things that I kind of were not happy about, I'm going to say, is I think the Virtual Boy thing is a bit odd. And I'm going to bring up Danker's comment saying, I think Nintendo only did the Virtual Boy due to the craze of the homebrew emulation on VR devices just to get traction. I'm kind of like, it's cool you're going to get to play all the games that they released, but they only did bring out like 14 games or 11 games or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact you've got to pay 100 quid for the bloody thing is like that. But then I don't know what takes the piss more. That, which was very, like, basically slated when it came out first time, and then they've just brought it back out again. Or the fact that if you have the cardboard version, it's $25 for a cardboard piece of cardboard. And you just slot the Switch, and I've just thought, ooh. And again, the Mario Wonder, whereas with the Kirby remaster, the game's only 3 years old, it feels like they actually added more into that when I was playing that last night. So there's more stuff to do. So if you haven't got the game, it's great. But this Mario Wonder remaster, which the game's only be 2 years old in October, the stuff they've added doesn't feel like it's any value. It feels like they're putting Mario Party games into it. And I'm just like,
yeah, it's kind of like how I felt with the Zelda upgrades.
Yeah.
It's nice to have a better resolution, a better frame rate, but the Zelda notes bit they put in there, I wonder if anyone's actually used it, because I would never use it.
Would you have just preferred them to just upgrade Mario Wonder then, rather than adding the extra bit on?
You can, I think it is, but I think it varies because some are like 10 quid, some are like 20 quid, and I think some of them are a bit overpriced. So you can get the upgrade for that. I mean, one thing that wasn't mentioned there, Hades 2 wasn't in that top in that 8-minute thing. Hades 2 is already on early access in PC, but it's getting a limited time release for Switch before anything else. So it lands next month. But the nice thing is if you've got it on the Switch version, you can upgrade onto the Switch 2 version for free. And it kind of annoys me that there's some games that you can do for free, but then Nintendo are going down this route of charging between 10 and 20 quid for stuff that I think, like me, I never had the Kirby game. So for me to get that with the extra stuff in, great. But I wouldn't get the Mario Wonder thing unless it was like, I wouldn't even pay the extra to play that stuff. So I'm a little bit like,
no, it's an odd sort of bit they've added into it, isn't it, really? I think most people would just be happy with like a free update to the resolution and the frame rate.
Yeah.
That's all anyone would really want from it, not the extra multiplayer stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff could be fun, but I don't think anyone was really asking for it.
No.
It does just feel like they've done it so that they can justify charging whatever it's going to be for the upgrade.
Yeah, so we'll see. Jules says, I struggle with Nintendo. They have their niche games and some outside of that, like Resident Evil, but many not for me. Having said that, Mortal Kombat takes me back to you. The Mortal Kombat collection looks fantastic. And there's a whole load of stuff on there. There's like loads of interviews and stuff you can go on and watch. There's like a library of stuff. So that I'm expecting it to be very good. I tend to go with cozy type games on the Switch. I get that. You sit on the sofa, not have it docked, play on it. It works. Dave says TSVilla is trying to make my spot as the RPG guy. I need revenge. Dave Johnson is known as that. He goes, sorry. There you go.
Sorry, Dave.
But there you go. And just because of that, iQuell has given you a shout out, Tom. So there you go. The cardboard one is going to be better because you can wear it on your head so you can move. But the Virtual Boy has to be placed on a desk, which means, and this was the problem, people had to go like that. So unless you've got a high desk, everyone got back cramp from playing the Virtual Boy.
I think it's got headache inducing as well, wasn't it? Red and black graphics.
That defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Like, you might as well just have a monitor.
Yeah. So this is why I'm like, why are they charging £100 for that piece of shit that's going to give you eye ache, eye strain, backache, but then they're charging you $24.99 for the fucking cardboard box? Jesus. Halo Wars port to Switch 2 when? Well, when Microsoft finally actually start releasing stuff to Switch, which they said they were going to do, and they haven't. I'm going to see how much the upgrade for Mario Wonder is. Hopefully, oh yeah, let me know. Please do let us know, because if it's not too much, then it's like. Arkham says I'm keen to see if Prime 4 will make callbacks to the proper Prime games. We will have to see. I will definitely be streaming that, because in theory that could be the last big game of 2025, because it's coming out early December. As far as we know, there's no other big name games due to come out. High on Life 2 was due to come out, but it's been pushed back to February. So that could be like the last big game that we talk about on this show. But we'll see. Stranger things have happened. Look at Indiana Jones came out like the second week of December and was an absolute massive hit. So there you go. Oh, sorry. Gilfly says $24.99 was for Hades 2. Sorry, my apologies. I think that's going to be worth it. But if you've already got like the pre-thing, or you buy it on Switch, and then you get a Switch 2, like in a year's time, you don't have to pay any extra to upgrade, which I think is great. I did a test run for the VR emulation for Virtual Boy, and it didn't give me headaches for over an hour. So might be better than the OG mold. Yeah, but it still gave you headaches. That's the point. So it's like, shit. Okay. There you go.
Did you get a headache after the hour?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Oh dear, we're going to test running guinea pigs on this show. Sorry. Using humans as guinea pigs for things. There you go. But yeah, that was everything from the Nintendo Direct. There you go. We'll give you more updates as and when they happen. There is a rumor. I think Danka posted this in our Discord, that there might be a PlayStation State of Play in the next week as well, rumored. So we'll let you know. We'll cover that if we find out more, if it happens. I think Stu might get a Virtual Boy to test. If he does, let me know. I'll be interested to see what he thinks about it. If you don't know who Stu is, that is Ashens, the wonderful Ashens. So it'd be cool to find out if he does get that. So let us know. Moving on to our next game. So sports games, again, we don't cover all of them. We did skip the basketball game last week, but it did get fairly decent reviews. I'm going to say that. But we are going to cover the ice hockey thing. Game which came out on Friday on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Now I'm going to state this. This is the only trailer they gave me, okay? And it literally has no gameplay in it, which is going to be something that we're going to talk about, because this kind of gives me inklings when we've done this before, that shows that they're not that confident about the product they're delivering. So does that mean that we are getting a better version? Because we have had some sports games this year that have been better versions last year. Madden was an improvement this year when it really did suck last year. But are they just trying to hide something that NHL is just the same old thing, or even worse? So, folks, here is the trailer, and I'm sorry about this, for NHL 26. It is literally 2 minutes of no game footage, but we're going to play it anyway, and we'll have our discussion after.
How do you stand out when excellence is already the entry fee? You make things messy. Color outside the lines a bit, you know? Call it self-expression. Your signature mark on the game. That's what defines the greats. An X factor. It's a quickness no one can catch. Power no one can take. Edge work that overwhelms. It's all part of the unique palette you need to make your presence known. Skill, speed, smart, unrelenting will. A motivation and inspiration that stretches back generations and fuels the fire of the next great. This is your story. Can you see it? superstar impact. Looks good, huh? Show out and show the world who you are. Tell them, check my game.
If she don't love me, what can I do?
There you go. And just as we finish the trailer, we've had another raid. Our
Nice.
wonderful cosplayer friend, Rafiria. Hello, Rafiria. How you doing, lovely? Great to see you. Thank you so much. What were you playing? What were you up to? Welcome on in, everyone, to the raid. This is Tuesday Night Gaming Chat with myself, Mags, my co-host that knows the most, Dave, and our guest this week, the wonderful Tom, also known as TSVilla. I'm good, thank you. Great to see you, Rafiria. Great to see you. Playing some Marvel Rivals. Awesome.
Oh.
How did you get on? I do love that game, I have to say. Yeah, it's the game that Overwatch 2 should have been. Let's just say it now. Say it as it is. So there you go. So there's some information about me for those who don't know. But we are talking about the new NHL 26 game, ice hockey, and the fact that the trailer, which is 2 minutes long, contains no fucking gameplay footage in it. Go follow Rafiria. Click the little heart if you're watching on Twitch.
They got an instant follow. They mentioned Marvel Rivals, so they got an instant follow.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. There you go. The convention in Insomnia 72 should be. Yeah, we don't talk about Insomnia because it can go itself. But there you go. Dave Johnson says, how do you stand out? It said at the beginning of the trailer, release a trailer with no fucking gameplay. Well done. There you go. Done. He says, don't get him started. No, I'm not. But I am going to say something. I've been told some inside information today about something else that's going to be announced in a couple of days that will absolutely piss on Insomnia's chips.
On the same day.
And I can't wait. Oh, do you know? You know about it? I know. Okay.
No. But like the way you were going then, I was like, I bet it's on the same day. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's not quite. It's going to be very before it. So, yeah, I will not say anything. Ellie's like, wait, let me pause. No, everything's going to come out on Thursday, and no doubt I will talk about it on next week's show. But I got from one of my press colleagues some information today, which I'm not allowed to talk about. But I was like, wow, that is going to piss on Insomnia's chips. And yes, in fact, don't even piss on it. Let them fucking burn. There you go. Dude, I paused my game for that. I know, but it's gonna be worthwhile, trust me. You bloody need to tell me, or else I will throw things at you. When? How? You're housebound with a broken foot. How are you gonna throw things from where you are back to Birmingham? It's like fucking 85 miles away. Come on. Anyway, so Dave, they are literally covering up something with this trailer, aren't they? Because it has been noted that the graphical stuff on this isn't looking very next gen.
It's the problem you get with all these annualized franchise games. You know, they don't really look that drastically different when you go from one version to another. I think whilst they have done some improvements to the graphics, it's not really enough that you'd notice a huge amount. So when you're comparing it to, like, say, NHL 25, it's not going to look hugely different, really.
Mm-hmm.
You could just carry on playing that version, or probably the one from the year before that. You know, ultimately they're going to feel pretty similar. All right, and all you really get are these iterative improvements each year. So you're only really getting, I think, if you're really into hockey, you just want the latest sort of roster updates for the teams. Apart from that, it's the use of, like, apparently AI is improved in it. Yeah, there's a little bit of graphical improvement, but nothing major. Improvements like the physics, the way the game controls, made improvements like the stadiums, improved like the ambience and the chants that are in there to make them feel a bit more like the actual stadiums for each of the teams, make them stand out a bit more. Little improvements to each of the modes as well, like the Be a Pro, I think, has got sort of a bit more to it. There's more voice acting in there, sort of different stuff you can do in the career arcs. it improves like this franchise mode as well.
Yeah.
So there's little incremental things in there that, it's still another £70, isn't it? If you're buying it, on day of release, or if you want to play 7 days early, probably like over 100 quid, something like that, for what again is just a minor update over the previous one. They do get a little bit boring to talk about, unfortunately, these games.
Yeah, this is why we've stopped always covering them. We kind of skip some.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk about
leave them out and you give me the choice.
We'll talk about the basketball one next year because we skipped it this year. We had to fit in so many. We can only fit so many games in the show, but I know they did say that they applauded the sound design for this one. As that wasn't one of the best things. The sounds, like the crowd sound amazing and all the action shots, and it's probably the most realistic sound wise. But then its downfall when the graphics look like a massive downgrade, and there is a like a story mode, which a lot of these games now put in. Sports games put a story mode, and the graphics look really subpar and janky in it.
Yeah, they're not keeping this one up like they always say Madden or FIFA.
No.
They obviously put more money into those ones. It's got a slightly less budget. So the character faces don't look that great really by modern standards.
No. Yeah. So there you go. Tom, your thoughts on? Have you ever played any of these?
Yes. So I'm actually an EA partner, so we get given all the games anyway.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
But I've not been able to play this yet.
Okay.
And I think these are. It's the same as like FIFA. It's like unless you're a hardcore hockey fan, you're going to buy this every year.
Yeah, of course.
You don't. Someone who's not a hockey fan don't really see the changes. Whereas like a proper fan will see, like you said, the roster changes, the teams and everything like that. But buying it every single year for just an average gamer, I think like is not going to appeal to them. And like I said, like I'm an EA partner, so I kind of see all the advertising and marketing of all these games. I've seen none. I've seen none for this game whatsoever.
Yeah, this has been.
I didn't even know until it turned up on my portal, and I was like, "What? Okay, is this out? Okay."
Yeah,
like,
this has
Madden
been
and college football had loads and loads of marketing.
Yeah,
FIFA's having loads of marketing.
Yeah,
nothing at all from this.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. This is the one sports game that's hard. I've just not seen any advertising. Full stop. It's like they've skipped over it. Now Madden and college football are out. They've skipped over that, and it's all about FC 26, which is mad. We'll see. Okay, folks, if you just joined us and come in from the raid, we don't review the games. We scour the internet to get review scores from there, and we get a average score. So if you want to have a guess, if you get it right in the chat, you'll get a shout out for your channel. Okay, so all of Referia's lot that's come in, let's see if we can get you some shout outs. Let's have a look at some scores. I'm going to just scroll back up. If I do miss your score, please repost it in the chat, my parents. So I think I'm just going to the top. Legendary JL. Oh, right, here we go. Arkham, 5 out of 10. JL, 5 out of 10. Scrolling down because a bit of Danker saying a 7.5. So a bit more favourable than Danker. iQuail also saying 7.5. Dead Stereo Gaming over on YouTube saying 6.5. Jules says NHL 7. Rivals, so it says 7. And I'll start with Dave on this one. What do you reckon this got?
I'm going to try 6.5.
6.5. Okay, so a bit lower than what some people are saying. Okay, 6.5. Tom?
I think because if it's a sports game, because of the fans, I don't know. They might have been generous, and I'm going to give it a 7.
Okay, going for a 7. Yeah. A solid 7, as we always call it on this show. Any more, folks? Get your scores in. And it is noticeable that this isn't on PC, by the way, which is something else someone said in the chat earlier. Danke said, something I noticed about international sports, target adverts in high-selling countries might explain why the UK hardly heard anything until release. Fair enough. That could be a good shout. Folks, this is NHL 26, came out on Friday on PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. And if there are no more guesses in chat, I can tell you, Dave, you got your first one right tonight because this is 6.5. 6.5. So again, nothing amazing, but still good. So if you are a fan of it, it's worth getting. If not, you might want to skip it for a year. Okay? That's probably the best way of looking at it. So there you go. Or save your money and maybe the next FIFA. If the new FIFA goes the way that Madden and college football's gone, we are expecting a really decent FIFA this year. So we'll see if that EA can keep up with that. So let's hope that doesn't go the same way as NHL. All right. Now, obviously, you can do exclamation Dave in chat because Dave doesn't stream. But we have to give Dave a different style of shout out because he's not on any platforms. So, Dave, how would you like your first shout out of this evening?
You can do a bit of spinning on your chair, mate.
Spinning on the chair. All
Yeah.
right.
Remove
Here we
all
go,
obstacles.
folks. This is what people really come for. They don't give a shit about the games. Here
It's
we
the
go.
spinning we like.
Here we go. Dave!
Very nice.
There you go. There you go. That's how it's done, folks. Spinny spins. There you go. Dead Stereo Gaming. Well done for getting it right over on YouTube. We'll give you a shout out over on YouTube. I don't think anyone else said 6.5. I think it was just the two of you. So there you go. There you go. Okay, moving on to some more news. Our last news story of the night. And I did say we were going to talk a little bit more Borderlands 4 because good old Randy Pitchford comes back again to alienate his audiences and piss people off. Obviously, earlier in the year, there was the whole talk of, how much is Borderlands 4 going to be? And he was like, Borderlands 4 is a premium game for premium players. So we could charge what you want because you're still going to pay for it, which went down like a lead balloon. He can't help himself. He's very passionate and very energetic. It's one way to describe him. That's certainly a thing. But as Danker said, he really doesn't know how to put a sock in it. Well, here we go. Because the launch for Borderlands 4 for consoles has been pretty decent. But PC was a little bit buggy, not terribly buggy. A lot of the reviews said, there's a little bit of frame rate drops and stuff. And they have patched it. But obviously, people took to Steam to basically start having a moan. Now, ironically, Borderlands 4 is technically the highest played Borderlands game out of all the series on Steam. So that's a big success for it. But also, it's kind of got not the best reviews compared to the console versions. So people started moaning on social media, as they do. And good old Randy responded as he always does. So again, he reminded people that this was a premium game for premium players. And if you have not got a top spec PC, stop moaning about it because the recommended specs are not really the recommended specs. They're just basic guidelines. So if you haven't got a PC that can't play it, don't moan at us. And he said, we suggest you get a refund. That was one of his comments. So basically, if you can't play it on your PC, don't bother playing it, get a refund. I thought that was great. They had the highest list of concurrent players, as I said. But he also chimed in with some other things and said, look, we get it. You are going to need a high grade PC. So there were some comments that he made that was fairly favorable. But one of the funniest ones was the fact that someone moaned about the engine that they used to make Borderlands 4. And he said, tell you what, when you make your own engine for it and release it, we'll come and support you. Obviously, we haven't got, and he said this sarcastically, we haven't got the high-end tech to make a decent game. We haven't got the professional people to be able to make a game. We haven't got the computers to physically put it together. So clearly, you're the expert. So you bring out your engine and then we'll support you. And that comment, always, I quite like that because it was basically if someone's going, oh, you get a better physics engine. I'd be a bit like, fuck you, dude. We spent a couple of years putting this. This has got good reviews, right? I know he drops himself in it, but sometimes I do like his comments. He comes across as a bit of a douche sometimes, and sometimes I think it's quite. That last comment is definitely like, yeah, I would say that. iQuell says Bellend would be another way, more accurate way to put it. Ellie, he sounds like a dude. He's passionate about his game. He's passionate about what they do. Love him or hate him, in some ways it helps the whole marketing for Borderlands 4, no matter what. And because of that, it has had the most concurrent players of any Borderlands game ever in the history of Steam. And it's getting good reviews. For those who turned in after we did the Borderlands 4 review, got an 8 out of 10 on average on here, which is a decent score. So what do we think? Do we think, is it any more possibility that he could put his foot in his mouth going on?
Of course there is. He's been doing it for years, hasn't he?
Yeah.
As you
He'll
say,
find
he's
a new,
quite
find a new
passionate
way, wouldn't he?
character.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely. There'll probably be something else to tweet about tomorrow. We're talking
Yeah.
about it next week. But yeah, he does like to just go on socials and say whatever. He must have a PR department who've forever got their head in their hands. It's like, what the fuck you said now?
Yeah. All publicity is good publicity. Say, I wonder if he even has a PR department because no offense, they've probably all walked out
Yeah.
on him.
They
And
would have done, yeah.
There's no fucks given by this guy, clearly. So it's just like that. Unless this is one of the most brilliant marketing strategies from a PR firm ever. And they've stuck with it and it's worked for all these years. And he's like, oh shit, I'll take the flak for it. I'll do what you tell me to. That'd be hilarious if it turns out it was that.
As you say, it gets headlines, it gets us talking about it, it gets all the other podcasts and stuff talking about it.
Yeah, I know.
So why not? Good publicity, as you say.
Bit like me slagging off Insomnia. They should pay me for that. That's good publicity for them. Tom, your thoughts?
I just don't think he needs to get involved, really, does he? Like, it's social media at the end of the day, isn't it? Social media, just don't even comment. Like, just,
Yeah.
That's my thoughts. I stay out of drama, so
That's bad.
Yeah.
Hey, you can do what you want to do. It's absolutely fine. You can either go head first deep into a load of stuff, or you can stand back with a nice big thing of popcorn and watch it all involve and go, I'm fine where I am.
That's me, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I think it's all good. iQuail says, are they giving away USB thumb drives away with Borderlands 4? I'd like to learn some magic. God. Okay. All right. There we go. I'm sure we'll talk more Borderlands 4. And as I said, if you want to see the game, I will be streaming it a week tomorrow on this very channel over on TikTok and Twitch. Let's get to our last game of the night. And it was shown on the Nintendo Direct. And it was a game that came out yesterday. This has come out on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S and One, Nintendo Switch and Switch 2 and PC. And this is something a little bit different for Lego and made by a different team of people. But if you think in the realms of It Takes Two and Split Fiction, which came out this year, this is what you're going to get. This is the brand new game, which is perfect for families and people to play. This is Lego Voyages. Let's have a look at the trailer for this. So there you go. That is Lego Voyages. Now, they've gone down the same route because this comes from Annapurna Interactive. They've gone down the same route as Haze Light, who I mentioned their games earlier. This is one of those games that you do, as Dank said in chat, this is one of those games you do need two people to play. But just like Haze Light, if one person buys the game, the other person gets a friend's pass. So they do not need to buy the game, which is really cool. So if you're playing couch co-op, you only need the one copy. But if you've got someone that you're playing on the internet with, only one of you needs to buy it, which is always an excellent thing in my eyes. So there you go. But Dave, tell us a little bit more about this one.
Yeah, it's a little sort of whimsical Lego adventure. You play as it's a co-op game, so you're playing as the two little single-piece Lego bricks who are going on a little quest to try and recover a stranded spaceship that they watch attempt to take off at the very beginning. So you're traveling through this little cool-looking Lego world. It's all these little dioramas. You got to like navigate through, solving puzzles, got to help each other out to get through. I think it looks really nice. the devs that made this made a Lego Builder's Journey before this, which was a
Ah,
single
yeah.
player game. That was
Okay.
really good. I played through that, thoroughly enjoyed that one. So I just immediately liked the look of this one when I saw it because it just looks the same, but co-op. So
Yeah.
I'll definitely play this. I'll just see if I can find tempt my mate into playing it with me. I want to get it. It's only about £20. I think it's not particularly
Yeah, it's
expensive.
not too expensive. So
No, it is. I think it's a short game, which I think is
It
the
is.
only downside people have said. It's only about 3-4 hours, something like
yeah,
that.
3 to 5 hours depending how you play
Yeah,
it. So
yeah. So it's not particularly long. So that is really the only criticism I've seen, that it
Yeah.
just ends a bit too early. Just as you think it's kind of getting going with its puzzles, you think it could do a bit more. Yeah, the experience is over, but up to that point, it is a good time. And I think it's quite cool. The 2 single-piece Lego bricks, they're just a little Lego brick with an eye on, but they look like they've got a good bit of sort of personality and charm
Yeah.
to them, which is really cool. So yeah, this is definitely on my list.
Yeah.
I would definitely want to play this one.
I know one thing they said is quite funny is the bricks themselves don't talk, but when you interact with a different object, you can press a button so they make a noise. So when you jump on the train, they go choo 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 choo, or you jump on something else, they do. So you can actually all like communicate to
Very
each
cute.
other with different noises, which I thought was quite cool. So it looks good. Tom, your thoughts on this one?
Yes, it was a great plus that you only have to buy 1 copy.
Yeah.
And like I said, co-op games, I think that's the way you're going with that kind of thing, especially on the Switch. So, yeah, you're buying 1 copy, and it looks like it's going to be something for the family. Something if you've got kids, you're going to play with your kids on this game. Yeah, it doesn't look too taxing.
No.
But in the Lego style, everyone loved the Lego games, don't they? So I think it's going to be a win. This one, I think.
Yeah, I like the look of it. I'd play this if I managed to get my hands on this. I would give this a go because I like co-op games like that. It's like an easy Sunday afternoon game, innit? That's what it is for the family or with friends. So there you go. Right, this is the last one, folks. So get your scores in. This came out yesterday on PS4, 5, Xbox Series X and S, Switch and Switch 2 and PC. Let's see what scores are coming in. Dank is saying an 8 out of 10. We also said it was 18 quid on PC on Steam and Epic, which is not bad.
Nice.
You save £2. Ellie in XR says 7.5. C4 says a 7 out of 10. Chat, get your scores in. This is your last chance to get your shout outs. Fleabag, good evening. Says 8.5. How you doing? iQuail, 7.5 for this one. Tom, I'll start with you, as this is the last one for the night. What do you reckon this got?
I reckon it. Well, you said it was a short kind of game, so that might go against it. So I'm going to go 7.5.
Okay, going for a 7.5. Dave, what say you?
I'm going to try an 8.
Go for an 8. Okay, so 7.5, 8. Guildfly also going for a 7.5. Folks, last chance. Get your scores in. Lego Voyages came out yesterday. PS4, 5, Xbox Series X, S, and 1. Nintendo Switch, Switch 2, and PC. And if there are no more guesses on YouTube or Twitch, I could tell you that despite it being a short game, it's still got really decent reviews because this... John Unicycle says, no clue what we're talking about. Hi, it's an 8. Well, you lucky bastard, because it was an 8 out of 10. So Drawn didn't even see the trailer and he got it right. So well done, Drawn. Well done, Drawn. Congratulations. That is fluky as hell. You got that right. Danka also got it right. Well done. And Dave, there you go. Dave, your second one for this evening.
Another one.
So how would you like your shout out for this one?
Let's give your knees a workout so you can hide behind your chair and jump
Jesus
up.
Christ. Okay. All right. Here
Gotta
we go.
exercise.
Okay. All right. Oh, tell me when you're ready.
I'll go for it, mate.
Okay. My knees did crack, by the way. So there you go. Here we go. Dave! There you go.
Very good.
Thank you. Christ. Oh, sit back down. There you go. It felt like an 8. I just could feel the 8 coming. There you go. There you go. Congratulations to everyone who got it right. And there you go, folks. That is our show for this evening. Thank you so much to everyone who's been on here watching on YouTube and Twitch. Massive shout out to Tom, also known as TSVilla.
Thank you for having me.
Being our guest this week. Dropping his links in chat, both in YouTube now. Go follow him. When are you next on? When are you next streaming, Tom?
I'm streaming on someone else's channel tomorrow, so
Okay.
I'm going to be streaming on Thursday. I'm going to play some probably Tekken 8 because I got like an event coming this weekend.
Nice.
So yeah, Thursday's my next stream.
Awesome. Go check him out on Thursday. Go follow him on everything. There's his link tree. Click on that. Click on the links. Go give him a follow on YouTube and Twitch. Greatly appreciate that. It's also pinned to the chat on Twitch as well. Dave, as always, thank you so much for being my co-host that knows the most. We will see you back next week. Our guest for next week is not the Ems who's in chat, because this always gets people confused, but is another Ems. It's M3012, who was at Timeless as well. Her first time on the show. Fabulous Twitch streamer, so she will be on the show. Can't tell you what games we're talking about next week, because there's a lot. But possibly Skate is one that I think will probably happen, because that literally came out today. So we'll see. But we've got quite a lot to pick from. So we will let Dave decide what 8 games we picked. There wasn't enough for this week to get 8 this week, but we got 6. But we'll see. I've already got about 12 on that list, so I know that's going to change. There you go. Yes, M's. Different M's. See, I know you confuse people. Yeah. I'm the other M. Exactly. You're that M's, and then there's M. So there you go. Yeah. So there you go. So that will be our guest next week. Don't forget, I am on tomorrow playing a game that we talked about on the show last week. They got a 7 out of 10. Hell is Us. We are playing that tomorrow night, as I said. And then on Monday, another game that we talked about on last week's show. We are playing Chronos, the New Dawn, which I'm really looking forward to playing on Monday. And then we'll do Borderlands 4. You can see what it's about.
That game, man.
Yeah, so can't wait. So looking forward to playing this and see whether I get on with this or not, because not being told what to do, not being told where to go, might be a big problem for my old Mag here. So we'll have to see. But we'll give it a fair shout tomorrow, see how we get on. We're going to go do a raid over on Twitch. Again, thank you to everyone who's been watching. Thank you to Matt and Rafiria for the raids. Thank you to everyone that did all the follows today. And we'll be back with another TNGC next week. My clicking trigger finger is at the ready. Yeah, there will be lots of clipping tomorrow, as I probably will suck at that game. Big style. Let's just press the button, just seeing who's on. God, come on. Load Stream Deck. Load. That's what happens when it goes to sleep. Just seeing who we haven't raided in a while very quickly. Raided them last week. What are they playing? Because I haven't raided them in months. Got a bloody advert. They're not really doing a thing that we can. Okay, can't raid that. That's annoying. Give me 1 second, folks. We will find someone. We don't want to raid Trump versus Biden AI. Let's stay away from that. We raided them last night, so I got to raid them. Oh, tell you who we can raid. We haven't raided in a while. We are, as I mentioned, we are announcing the next Manchester Twitch meet tomorrow night, round about 7 o'clock. So look out on socials for that. One of the guys that used to help us with that, great guy, Control Alt Dan, he is playing Silk Song, which is perfect. Nice. So let's go raid him. Great guy, based over in Bury. So let's go raid him. I know he'll be very happy to see us. So that raid will start when the end credits have rolled. And all that leaves for me to say is, folks, wherever you are in the world, have a great morning, great afternoon, a great evening, and I shall see you back tomorrow at 8:30 for some Hell is Us. Thank you so much. We'll do that thing while I try and find the button to end the show, and we'll just wave. Thank you so much.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.